Good day, everyone. I wish you all a very happy International Women's Day. I wanted to quote few famous personalities who talked about women in a very rightful way. It has been said by Swami Vivekananda once. I quote: "Just as a bird cannot fly with one wing only, a nation cannot march if the women are left behind." I am quote. Even etymologically, the word woman means half of man. Even the progress of a nation depends upon the way mothers bring up their children, isn't it? If the mothers are educated, then the whole society will progress. This reminds me again, once I've read that Napoleon said, "Give me good mothers and I will give you good nation." I've also heard one lecture of Dr. Minakshi Gopinath at a women's launch at United States Embassy, and I heard it online where she talked about a poem written by Miss Anusuya Sen Gupta, who was in Lady Shri Ram College when she wrote this poem for Hillary Clinton, US First Lady, on her visit to India in 1995. And this poem got very viral and it has been appreciated as Lady Clinton uh, talk about this poem in her speech. And she also wrote about this poem in her autobiography. I wanted to quote the same poem here on this Women's Day. So here it goes. I quote: "Too many women in too many countries speak the same language of silence. Too many women in too many countries speaks the same language of silence. My grandmother was always silent, always aggrieved. Only her husband has the cosmic right to speak and to hurt. They say it is different now, but sometimes I wonder, when a woman gives her love, as most do generously, it is accepted. When a woman shares her thoughts, as some women do graciously, it is allowed. When a woman fights for power, as all women would like to, quietly or loudly, it is questioned. And yet, there must be freedom. If we are to speak, and yes, there must be power. If we are to be heard. And when we have both freedom and power, let us not misunderstood. Let us not be misunderstood. Too many women in too many countries speaks the same language of silence. Too many women in too many countries speaks the same language of silence. When a woman fight for power, as all women would like to, quietly or loudly, it is questioned, and yet there must be freedom if we are to speak, and there must be power if we are to be heard. And when we have both, let us not be misunderstood. Here I unquote. I heard it and I was so overwhelmed by this poem, and I thought to share it on this Women's Day. And I quote the large part of it so that I could use the poem to begin my speech on this Women's Day. And I think it expressed the feeling that all of us share, that women's voice should be heard and that the silence is not appropriate for women in their own lives and the women's in a larger world. But at the same time, women's silence has a lot of depth and it means a lot. So on this International Women's Day, I give this message of being optimistic, being brave, not just physically, but also within. Set your own priorities, go for it, and do not follow others just for the sake of society, but follow others if you are convinced. And most of all, respect yourself first, then only others will respect you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. A very happy International Women's Day to all of you. Thank you.